Hey guys, ooh. Better? Yes? No? I know, I'm not a big hat person, mostly because they look really bad on me. Today's topic, my coming out story. And for those of you who did not figure that out within the first 5 seconds of the video, I number 1 pity you, and number 2, yeah, it's true. Anyway, but here's how it happened. I have 2, and I'm going to start with my first one. The first one was with my friend Denny. So I was texting her because she lives in Maryland, I live in New Jersey. So you know, I couldn't really talk to her in person because I don't really see her too much. And she was like, oh yeah, stuff. And I was like, that's cool. And then she was like, yeah, what you doing? I was just like, just sitting, watching YouTube videos and stuff. And then we were just talking for a while, and I was just like, you know, I should come out to Denny. I don't know what possibly made me think of this, but I wanted to tell her. So I did, and I was just like, hey Denny, would you still be my friend and stuff if I like... And then I went through this list of really stupid stuff, and I made it as obvious as possible. And I was just like, if I murdered someone, I was paralyzed, and stuff like that. Really stupid stuff. But then at the end of the list, I was just like, if I was gay. Which made it really obvious that I was gonna say that. And she was like, except for murdering someone, I would still be your friend. And I was like, if I murdered someone, you wouldn't help me cover up the murder? And then we got into a very short and very short conversation about that. And yeah. So I was like, but yeah, I'm gay. And then she was like, oh my god, what? I had no idea. And she actually didn't, which is weird, because I was just like, there's no way you didn't know. And she was like, no, I seriously didn't know. I seriously thought you had a crush on me. Or no, she thought I had a crush on my friend Madeline. But I didn't. Yeah. And yeah. So yeah, and then she was fine with it. She was just like, you know, I'm like a Republican, which is weird because, you know, normally people who are 16 don't really hold on to their political views that much. But she was like, you know, I'm a Republican, I really don't normally believe in that. But she was like, since you're my best friend, I'll be okay with it, just don't push it. And I was like, okay. I mean, she could have said a lot worse. She could have been like, ooh, I am not your friend anymore. Yeah. But she was like, you know, since you're my friend, I'm okay with it. And I was like, yay, Denny's still my friend. My next coming out story, I told like 3 other people before this one, but that one's not exciting, that one's boring. I was just like, because they were all gay, so I was just like, yeah, I'm gay. And then they were like, oh my god. And yeah. And then I told my parents, or my mom at least. My mom told my dad, but so I told my mom, because she was driving me to school, and she was just like, Patrick. And I was like, yes. Something's been bothering you lately. Do you want to tell me what it is? And then I was like, why do you think something's bothering me? And then she was like, I know, just have a feeling. And, like, trying to hide her smirk and everything. And then I was just like, yeah, I guess. But, you know, nothing really big. And then she was just like, do you want to tell me? And I was like, not really. And then she was like, well, I'm going to play 20 questions. And when I get it right, she was really confident that she was going to get it right. You can just say yes. And then I was like, fine. And then she said some really stupid stuff like, are you an alcoholic? And I'm 15, so that was just like, oh, that stupid question. And then she was like, are you a drug addict? And I was like, no. And she was like, are you smoking? And I was like, no. She's like, did you get a girl pregnant? And I was just like, no. And then she was like, are you gay? And then I was like, yes. And then she was like, hey, yeah, I knew it the whole time. And I was just like, gee, thanks. And she was like, yeah, but then I got the day off of school. Because we were talking on the way to school. Because, you know. And then, so I got the day off for school, and then she was like, I'm telling your father now, and then I was like, ugh. it's not that my dad wouldn't be okay with it. It's just that I just really didn't want him to know. But, you know, I couldn't hide it forever. And, yeah. And, yeah, so... And then she was like, who else can I tell him? Like, for the next 2 days, she was like, can I tell this person? And then I was just like, sure. And then after she just started asking me, she could tell so many people that I was just like, just tell everyone. Except this person, and this person. And then, yeah, and then, 5 days ago, I was on Facebook, and my mom had finished telling my 3 brothers. I have 3 brothers. And I was just like, you know, now that they know, I really don't have too much to lose, and I was just like, clickety-click on Facebook, and I was just like, interested in uncheck woman and check men, and then I was just like, boom, save. And then nobody comments on it, they just said nothing awkwardly. And I was just like, do they know? Did they not notice it? Has it gone unnoticed? So, these girls were talking with this girl who already knew I was gay. And they were like, is Patrick gay? And I don't know why they would possibly ask that, because they didn't really know me. I mean, one's in my Italian class, and one is just randomly in a few of my classes, but I don't really talk to either of them. But for some reason they asked. And she was like, well... And they were like, well, if you're not gonna tell us, then we're just gonna look it up on Facebook. Because, you know, everybody says it on Facebook. Yeah, so for some reason they knew it was on Facebook. So they went on Facebook and they were like, OMG, he's gay. And then she was like, yeah. And now one girl, the one in my Italian class, just hasn't said anything. She hasn't even spoken to me, which isn't abnormal because I don't ever talk to her. But the other girl is now going out of her way to like be my friend, which is good because I could use some friends. And then she's like, hey Patrick, and I'm like, hey, and then she's like, what's up? And I'm like, not much. And then yeah, and that goes back and forth for a little while, but beyond that we haven't really said anything. But I don't really mind, because I didn't really know them, so it's just like, whoosh, whatever. So yeah, that's my coming out story, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.